You said that your intention to run, but you have to have a petition which requires 500 names on it. Why would you have to get a
That's correct. There's two options. One, you can pay $3,200 to get your name to get on there, or you can get 500 signatures from people who are in the district. And I'm very frugal. I don't want to just waste money, so I said we're going to go for this first. And it appears that we're doing well. I've talked with several friends who are out in the area, and so they're rooting for me and keeping me posted on how many signatures are getting. Guys have to be registered voters within the district, so I'm trying to get that.
Awesome. And then in this story, it also talks about how you went to Inauguration 3 years ago, and it kind of rekindled your desire. Just talk about that experience and what made
Sure.
you want to run.
Absolutely. My son went in a leadership program, and so we got to go to the inauguration. Going with him, came here and went to some of the different political parties and kind of getting my son interested in it. I was a political science major, but many people don't know that. I was also a psychology major, and so I'm a counselor, and so they're like, wait, this is something you've wanted to do. And so people who know me close know that I got really excited at the inauguration and just being back in that kind of presence in D.C. and just the excitement and just the idea of looking at policy. And now it's so contentious. It seems that, I'm like, I really feel called to run and say, I want to be a part of that and to serve this district.
Yeah, and you talked about your education career a little bit. You've been 20 years as an educator.
Yes.
Just kind of tell us about that a little bit.
Yes, I actually started off as a substitute, and I went for a day at elementary school and was so tired I thought it was just a bad day, and then ended up going in secondary, and a friend said, you should go ahead and pursue this. So really great mentor of mine, Dr. Tribbles. I went with her and went in and got my degree, got my counseling degree. Started off in a classroom where if everybody's been kicked out of their behavior room, then they're in my class. And so I got a little bit of everything, and I love kids. I mean, I just have learned that we all have a story to tell, we're all valuable, and so from that point, moved into counseling. I've also served 3 years as the principal at the high school in Bowie, and then went back into counseling and connection with the kids. I prefer that. I like being with them, around them, and the elementary is new to me, and so lots of hugs every day and lots of stuff to work with. It's just very exciting.
Yeah, and obviously there's still a lot of work to be done, but what would it mean to you, and what are some things you would want to do if you were elected?
Sure, because you serve a district as far as a congressman. Now this one, it's a large district. There's a lot of rural. You've got Amarillo and Wichita Falls, and then it kind of hits off on some of the smaller towns. I'm really, of course, as an educator, really big into education. I mean that a lot of federal things like Head Start. I'm on the committee for the board as a community member for Head Start programs, and they meet in Region 9 and around. It hits there's schools that run this for 3 and 4 year olds, and that to me is a big deal. Kids, if they can't read by 3rd grade, highly unlikely to actually graduate. So that to me is pursuant to whether they get an education, whether they help the economy, whether they provide. And so it generates to me from the youngest child that we have going up in the largest. So I really would like to serve in that capacity. My dad's retired from the Air Force, so we've got the Air Force Base here in Wichita Falls. So I mean, he's well aware, and I've served some time in the Army. So with that, I think the military it's a significant role in what we do. And like most of the other, I'm sure, candidates running, pro-faith, that guides what I do. I mean, to me, that's the first part of who I am, and that guides the decisions that I make. Pro-life, because my wife is adopted, so when I look at her, I can't imagine somebody saying she's not valuable. And so then I see my son and think the same thing. So most candidates are doing, in that same field, perhaps in here, but I think I had an educational piece that others may not have, and having served the military and as a minister, kind of hits many facets of this district, particularly the rural side where I love horses and animals, and we got some land, and so I understand the struggles with that, and really I think encompass a little bit of everything, but really just want to serve people that I work with from, regardless of where they live, color, race, creed. I think they need somebody that's going to bat for this district.
Yeah, and obviously this position's open because Mac Thornberry is not
Yes,
seeking re-election.
yes.
What would it be like to replace his and fill his shoes?
Amazing. Mac, I didn't meet Mac, but of course I went to his office in D.C. to get into to see President Trump being inaugurated. So it's great interns. They took us around. We've been to his office here in Wichita Falls. I took my son there to get him more politically minded, and to think that someone who's been serving for 25 years to come into that, he's on some great committees. He's got some his military and agriculture program, things that he's worked on. It would be fascinating. It would be like a dream come true, actually. I feel like a little kid. I know I'm older. I'm not, but I'm like, wow, this is a great opportunity, and he's served this district well.
Yeah, and my last question actually has to do with this. We saw on your website your campaign stands for FLAG. So
Absolutely.
can you mention what that is, and then also why are those things so important to you?
Absolutely, and the big thing with the flag is growing up in a military family. That was always a part of what was at our house, and we understood the significance of that. So I kind of just went off that. I know there's a lot of contention now on people kneeling for the flag or standing for the flag. It seemed to me that was the one thing that brought us all together, and I think we need more of that. But for me, it goes into defining who I am. I mean, the F for the fact of faith. That's kind of guides the rest of what I do. The L for leadership, the positions that I've held within the community and within organizations, I think would reflect well going into DC. And then looking at accountability, again, I'm not wanting to spend $3,200. I'm wanting to work for it, and I think that would show that we need that in our government as well. We're way overspent, and then we need the government out of our lives and taking care of the things that they need to take care of. And then the last is gratitude. I don't think we focus enough on that. The fact that we should be grateful for the people that serve, for our first responders. I mean, should be indebted to them. And I feel right now there's a sense of attacking on some of what they do and where they've been and who they are. And I really want to kind of pull that back together and say, we're grateful for these people, and we should be grateful to be living, just born in this country, regardless of what we believe or where we go or who we are. I've been other places, and you don't see everybody trying to leave here and go other places. You see everybody coming here, and we should steward that very well. My mom became an American citizen. She was Canadian, and so all of those things come into play of going, I have very personal reasons to run this race.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time.
I appreciate it.